What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Chris's Custom Collectables, and today we are going to be pimping out / destroying a TIE Striker and a Rebel U-wing fighter. We are then going to make a dynamic looking diorama. Now I know what you're thinking, these two pieces are from Star Wars Rogue One, but honestly it was cheap at the time, it's cost effective. We all know that Star Wars The Last Jedi is out at the moment, and the ships that are for sale in say Target and Kmart are an absolute nightmare to buy. They're either sold out or they want about $100 a piece. I found the TIE Striker for $35 in Target, and I found the Rebel U-wing fighter online for $50. So the methods that we're going to be applying to these bad boys today, you guys can apply to the Last Jedi ships or even the Force Awakens ships. So here we have the U-wing, and it's actually a beautiful piece. So the only customizing we're going to be doing to this and the TIE Striker is shoe polish. I kid you not. It's got all the decals on there, all chipped off, all weathered, but we have to go in and pick up all that beautiful detail. So in terms of the dynamic looking diorama, I've got this vision in my head of the U-wing striking the TIE Striker and it's blowing apart. So it's as if we're watching the movie, we've hit pause at that very second as the TIE Striker is exploding. So that means we're going to be attacking this bad boy with the angle grinder, cutting it into pieces. I'm then going to either have to solder together a wire armature to hold all the pieces as they're splitting apart. In terms of the explosion, this is still touch and go. It's trial and error. It's going to be experimentation for me, so this is going to be a great learning curve. But I'm going to be getting some cotton or some pillow stuffing. We're going to be coloring that black with some white showing through. We're either going to be using an LED light or just a regular light bulb in the middle to emulate that glowing look, like this fireball is about to erupt from the inside of the ship. This is going to be a really exciting and fun project. It's something very different, yet I want it to look so dynamic and like we've hit the pause button on the film. So first things first, I'm going to draw out where I'm going to be hitting it with the angle grinder. I'm also going to be putting the pilot in the cockpit. I'm not going to be putting Cassian in the U-wing because honestly you can't really see into the cockpit that well of the U-wing, whereas in this case it'd be funny just to have the pilot in there as it's breaking apart. May the Force be with me on this project. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so now that all pieces have been cut away and I've got a basic idea of how the explosion is going to happen, what I'm doing now is getting some thick wire. I'm going around and starting to crudely mash all the pieces together, and then eventually we're going to get that colored cotton. It's going to be a mixture of grays, blacks and whites, and then cover up all this area here. So essentially it's a wire armature that's going to hold the structure together, and then we're going to go in and cover it all with that cotton that's going to emulate the smoke and the explosion. Okay, so overall I'm pretty happy with how the structure is looking. Granted, it looks very unusual despite not having the smoke plumes strategically placed where all the wire is. But you guys get an idea of how it's going to look. So what I'm doing now is just going in with a hot glue gun and reinforcing where the wire is poking through the plastic, because you got to understand, you know, the wire is poking through. Some pieces tend to want to sway around, and I just want everything in place, especially seeing as though this piece is going to be on an angle, an obscure angle. So this just kind of helps reinforce everything and keep the whole piece still. Okay, now whilst we're waiting for the base to dry, we're going to go ahead and grab our pillow stuffing. You can get these at any craft stores or sewing shops. And we're going to start to strategically place it around the tie destroyer. But before that, we've got to shape it and color it. So this is a mixture of a gloss black and a gloss real orange right here from Rust-Oleum. So the yellow is going to emulate the fire that, you know, is about to erupt from within this ship. Now we are going to be placing a light on the inside of the ship here at the front where the cockpit is. Now this is a light I had in the workshop lying around, and what I did is I went ahead and gutted it and dissected it and took it all apart. So I had two of them. So I took one of them and removed a lot of the excess housing and all that, rewired it. So this is the one that's going to be placed inside the ship here. Now this one is purely just a test because I still have to properly wire up the final light that is going to be going inside the body of the ship. But the lens here has been sprayed with a translucent orange, so this is going to give even more of an illusion of a fireball. So if we place it under the stuffing, you can see right there, it looks like a fireball that's about to erupt. So this is going to be an amazing looking display and dynamic piece once it's all done. Now one thing I should add, I've inserted the light here for now, and then I'm going to place the stuffing over it. Now the reason why I'm doing this now is because I've got the wire poking out through here. Now this wire is actually going to be fed through the support pole out the bottom, and then I will do the final soldering to the final wire that houses the switch, and the switch is going to be sticking out from the back of the base. So I kind of have to do this now and then wire it when it's all put together. Now another thing I'm doing is trying to shape the smoke as best as possible, because you got to understand it's kind of falling towards this way, so it just makes sense that this would be that the smoke would be going in this sort of direction, even though there's no air in space. It kind of feels like it would be a lot more dynamic if it's all going in this direction as it's being pushed down, as it's being blown apart. Alright geeks, we are on the home stretch now. Now if we just look under here, I've now wired the whole light in place. So I didn't go the solder route for this one. I just used electrical tape to seal it all up. I haven't turned it on yet, so this is all in real time. Fingers crossed, otherwise we've got a problem. Okay, here's a switch. Ready? Hey! Oh wow, look at that. That turned out a lot better than I had anticipated. Look at him. He's shitting himself in the cockpit. Help me! So the last step in this custom collectible is I want some laser beams coming out of the cannons here of the U-wing. So it's still like firing violently into the tie, and it's one of those things, you know, you see in some Star Wars films where they shoot at ships or shoot at something and they fly straight through the flames. It's all epic. So what we're going to be doing, this is for blinds, like curtains. It's like a handle. You can see right there, you know, you twist it and your blinds, you know, the shutters move and change direction. So what I'm going to be doing is cutting it into two pieces, drilling tiny little holes to mount onto the cannons, and then we're going to be getting a translucent green. I'm going to be taping off certain areas and spraying it the translucent green so it looks like laser beams shooting out of the cannons straight into the tie. And then that's it geeks, we are done. It's time to call it a day. We do the final reveal, and honestly this is such a simple method, and yet you can make such a dynamic looking diorama at the same time. So thanks very much for watching, guys. This piece is now available for sale in my Etsy store. Absolutely over the moon with the end result, and honestly it took about a day and a half taking into account for stuff to dry, most notably the base, but other than that it's only a few simple steps to get this amazing effect we've got right here. Guys, I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're doing for Christmas. Please take care on those roads. Thank you so much as always for watching. Hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember,
Cosplay's do it best.
kill you!